Welcome to See the Invisible Stuff. That's the name of the channel, spelled just like that. If you like a video, and subscribe. I want to talk about something that popped up in my head maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And the question that's popped up in my head, what's being in love? Now, I know when asking some people what's being in love, you have some people on one end and you have some people on the other end. People would say, first and foremost, being in love is a choice. Then you will have some people that say, well, you really can't help who you fall in love with. I don't think none of those answers are right or wrong. I think it depends on the individual who being asked that question. Because, okay, I think that somebody who would probably say, well, you can't help who you fall in love with, I think first and foremost, I can see how that can happen. That's why I think it's important I think, just my personal opinion, that you should date with intentions. Because I think that somebody, okay, let's say somebody say, well, me and somebody just kicking it, somebody's my little friend or whatever, right? Now, if you just genuinely kicking it with that person over a period of time on a regular basis, not you using that person for money, because you're not just kicking it, then you got a motive. But if you're not using that person for money, sex, a place to stay or whatever, you just genuinely around this person on a regular basis over a period of time because, they make you feel a certain way. See, all of us got that inner love feeling in us that don't have to be taught, that's just natural. And if you're not going to hang around somebody on a regular basis over a period of time just to do it, the way they're making you feel, is attaching itself to that inner love feeling in you. And now, you might have had plans for that person to be, we just friends or we just kicking it. But before you know it, you can develop feelings for that person. And then somebody may say, well, see, you can't really help who you fall in love because that wasn't my intent. But that other person might still just be thinking, hey, we kicking it, we friends. You can have a mix-up situation where somebody feel like, oh, we've been hanging around, we need to do this. Well, that wasn't my plan. See, that's why I see how somebody can say that. But that's why I will also say, you should date with intentions. What am I doing here? Am I just kicking it? Am I just, winding around? Oh, I didn't mess around, stumbled, and I'm in love. This person not. I say just do it with intent. But I can understand how somebody can say it's a choice, and somebody can say, well, you can't help who you fall in love with. Another thing, and I think this is probably one of the most overlooked thing about what's being in love, in my opinion. I think people only think about the feeling of being in love itself. But that feeling that I talked about earlier, that natural feeling of having somebody loving you and you loving somebody else and y'all exchanging that, how it make you feel. I think people need to think about it as a whole. What happens? Because you can't love nobody. This is its own unique type of feeling. You can love your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your kids, but you can't love them in this type of unique way. I'm not saying love them more or less, but you're not supposed to love your mama, your daddy, your kids, your brother in this type of way. See, this is its own unique lane right here. And God made us, and God made this, and He put it in us. He didn't just do it for nothing. See, first things first, I don't think people thinking about it from a foundation, God first, like God, what would God want out of this? But this is what I'm saying when I say people don't think about it as a whole. And they only thinking about just the feeling that they get. What happens when man get together with woman, they tie these two lovey-dovey Indian feelings that they have in themselves together and bang, they become in one union. What happens after that, right? This is designed, this is supposed to make you a better person, make that person a better person, make y'all a better unit, make y'all better sons, daughters, make y'all better parents, mama, daddies, or whatever. That's what all this is about, because when you get into one of those things with each other, it's going to encompass all those things. So it's not just about the lovey-dovey feeling. This is designed to make you a better person. It's ultimately, it's shaping you also to be a better person for God, being the type of person, sharpening you to be the type of person that God would want you to be. That's why, yes, monogamy is natural. when you in this union, y'all done tied y'all lovey-doveys together, right? Straying outside of that union, you missing the opportunity to be a better, when you go through stuff, you go through hurdles, you go through ups and downs, even if it's that person fault and that person just straight up tripping, that's an opportunity to grow as a man, as a woman, as a husband, as a wife, as a parent, as a son, as a daughter, and as one of God's creations. And that's what this is about. That's what life is about anyway. Ultimately, we're here to serve God's purpose, try to be as good as we can be for God, allow him to shape us through whatever he wants to shape us through. And this is one avenue in which God uses to shape us, relationships. And it's a powerful, see that lovey-dovey feeling that usually get focused on, that's the glue that's going to hold us together. Because let's be real, if that lovey-dovey feeling wasn't there, if we didn't get that when we give that to somebody, or we didn't get that feeling when somebody give it to us, who gonna just make these compromises that a relationship require? Who gonna make these sacrifices that a relationship require? Who's gonna be faithful? Most people, you're not gonna do that, right? It's that natural, innate love feeling that make us hold on to this stuff, that make us make compromises. That when I'm mad, let me calm down. Let's fix this. Let's get this back together. I know we've been through this. I know we've been through that. But let's make it that. That's the glue, right? But that's just what get focused on, the glue. But what is that glue holding together? Think about all that. Because, like I said, I know it's going to sound like he said that already. That's why monogamy is so important. That's why it is natural. Because it's designed to make, when you stray outside of your relationship, it's like you just drop another person in your union that's supposed to be shaping y'all to be who y'all need to be for God, for yourself, for each other, y'all family, kids, and in general. But it can be an emotional affair. Emotionally, you getting that person involved. It can stop you from giving all of yourselves to each other to continue to grow into who y'all need to be individually and together. That's all it's doing. It's just a hindrance. And then now, instead of jumping over that relationship hurdle, growing together, you start giving pieces of that. You start pushing that hurdle to the side, missing your opportunity to grow, missing your opportunity to be a better wife, better mother, better husband, better son. That iron not sharpening that iron no more, and you're going to put a Band-Aid on something right quick, and you missing the whole point. This is supposed to be making you a better person for God so you can be a better person for everybody else. And biblically speaking, when you marry, sex outside of that is adultery. But when you say that, people think you're trying to be preachy, churchy or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, you already believe that it's not right. Because anybody that you love, if you got a daughter, if you got a son, you don't want nobody cheating on your son or your daughter. So we can take the Bible part out of it for now, even though it's still real talk. We can just take that out and then just judge it for what it is. Do you want that being done to anybody who you really love? No, you don't. So it ain't even got to really go all that deep. Like I said, if people think about this, not just for the lovey-dovey feeling, but think about it for what it is, something that God put in us to make us better, create better people for him, ourselves, our wives, husbands, sons, daughters, just to make us better people in general, because that's what this is going to do. Because you're going to, like I said, you're going to have the ups and downs. You're going to have the hurdles. This should make you, this union being done right, the way God wanted it done, should make you a better woman, should make you a better man. What you have to do as a man, what you have to do as a woman. If you do it the way that it's supposed to be done, certain things are going to come with the relationship. You're going to have to provide. You're going to have to compromise. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to uplift each other. And if you really do this the way that it's supposed to be done and not try to shortcut it and bring somebody else in the relationship, aka cheating, getting mad and saying, this and that doesn't so, or handling things wrong, if you let it shape you the way it's supposed to shape you and surrender to the process, it will make you a better you. That's what it's supposed to do. That's what this is all. That's what all this is for. So try to focus on it from a foundational point of view. Okay, God made us. He put this in us. So this is about God first. We being shaped. This is one avenue God is using to shape us to be the type of people that He wants us to be. And the lovey-dovey feeling is the glue part that's giving us the power, the strength to hold all this together. Already being born in this world, and a lot of times it's not being done with God in mind or with God as a foundation. You kind of see that example, you get used to that example, start doing it, and then you get used to it being done wrong, or you looking at it on the surface level and not a foundational level, which is going to start with God and Him creating us and putting that in us. And if you're not looking at it like that, it'll be easy, for things to get shook up because it's already on a wobbly foundation. Everybody who watching this video want what's best for themselves. They want what's best for people that they really love. And if it's